Avalon. Avalon Family Residence has daycare. It's supposed to help parents find jobs. I pick up Raymond, who has green finger paint on his shirt, and Lita, who sucks her pink pacifier. I take the pacifier away. Lita wails, Deja! Deja! Okay, but you're almost 3. Not care, says Lita, sucking the rubber loud and furious. I lift Lita onto my hip. I grab Raymond's hand. Why didn't you wear an apron? I painted a monster. Pop's gonna shout monster when he sees how dirty you are. Ray's face droops. Lita stops sucking. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have scared them. Pop doesn't hit, but he's still scary when he's mad. And he can be mad about anything. Coffee too cold, rain or no rain, wind, too little or too much, even paint on a shirt. When something needs cleaning, Ma, tired, looks at me. I clean the mess, but I don't mind. Here, I've got a cookie. I pull it out of my pocket. It's all crumbs. Ray and Lita don't care. We sit on the step outside Avalon Family Residence. There's no air conditioning inside, and even though the sun beats on us hard, we'll stay on the steps until Ma gets home. Pop might be upstairs. He might be dreaming hard, his head hurting like it's gonna explode. It's best to stay outside. No one soothes Pop better than Ma. Me, I watch over Ray. He leaps up and down the steps with some other boys. I watch to make sure he doesn't get hurt, doesn't get bullied. There are all kinds of folks milling about outdoors, some indoors, some curse, some just talk. All kinds of families. Small ones, large ones, all colors, without an apartment or house. Some are clean, but a bit shabby, like me, Ray, and Lita. A few are a mess, dirty and stinky. Loud, drinking beer wrapped in a paper bag. I'm glad Pop doesn't drink. No one's supposed to drink at Avalon. I pat Lita's head. Want a story? She snuggles onto my lap like a baby doll. Lenape, I said. Long, long time ago, before cars and buses and street lights and houses, the Lenape lived in New York. They owned the whole place. Can you believe that, Lita? Lita stops sucking. The pacifier rests in her lap. She clasps her hands and squeals. I tickle her belly and then hug her tight and rock. Hey, Ray, I wave. He smiles. I'm happy. Today was a good day. Friday. School is like school, except it's harder. It's only been 4 days and my mind is already stuffed. Miss Garcia doesn't yell. She's stern, but soft and nice too. She doesn't just point to the whiteboard and say, see, see? She explains hard things, like reducing fractions and turning them into decimals. Decimals are fractions, even when they're not. I sometimes don't see. Math is tough, and I feel dumb and get upset. She walks between desks watching us work, and when she stops and whispers to me how to fix a problem, I get more upset. Tears fill my eyes, and I really can't see. I think how her whispers are telling all the other kids that I'm stupid. She moves on, walking to the end of our row. Ben stares, owl-eyed, behind his round wire glasses. What are you looking at? I whisper fierce. He smiles and offers me a big pink eraser. I want to throw it at his head. After school, I'll show you. It's... Oh, please don't say easy, I think. I'll smack him if he says it's easy. Hard. Until you remember decimals are just a fraction of 100. I take the eraser. Miss Garcia says, think critically. Think what? What's memorable about New York? Everybody starts raising hands, shouting, Rockettes! Empire State Building! Rockefeller Center! Horses in Central Park! I've seen horses and carriages in Central Park, but I don't know Rockettes. What is that? I've never seen the Empire State Building up close, or visited Rockefeller Center. Oh, pick me. Yes, Charles, answered Miss Garcia. Charles has black slick hair and long lashes like a girl. He grins, looking back at Ben, the naked cowboy, underpants, boots, and a cowboy hat. Everyone laughs, except Ben and me. Don't make fun of Ben, I shout. I'm standing, fists balled. Ben sits. He doesn't even know when he's being disrespected. Just 'cause Ben wears cowboy boots doesn't mean you can make fun of him. There. I've made everyone shut up. They're all looking at me, scared, respectful. Sabine, though, just looks sad. Miss Garcia clicks her heels down the aisle. She puts a hand on my shoulder. I don't know why, but I notice her nails are pink. Like pink nails are important or something. Deja, it's true. There really is a naked cowboy in Times Square. Tourists take pictures with him. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's true, repeats Ben. When we moved here, my mother took me to Times Square. I'm really dumb. All I know is Brooklyn, mainly the not-so-nice parts. I've never crossed the river except once, the long-ago day in Central Park. There's also Big Bird, Minnie Mouse, and SpongeBob. Really? Sabine nods. Miss Garcia nods. Everybody nods, even Ben, who just moved to New York while I've lived here my whole life. I look into Miss Garcia's mournful eyes. I can tell she doesn't want me to say I'm sorry, but I would if she asked me to. She squeezed my shoulder. Class, I want to show you something. Miss Garcia walks back to her desk. I sit. No one looks at me anymore. Ben passes me a note. Thanks, it says. I stuff his note in my pocket. Now, class, study this. It's a black and white poster-sized picture of New York. Anyone can see that. It's not Brooklyn. It's Manhattan. You can see the East River, and right across the river are hundreds of tall buildings, some shooting straight, piercing the clouds. Others, not as tall, close the gaps between skyscrapers. Nothing but a hodgepodge of brick, glass, and concrete. What do you see? Buildings? Lots of buildings. Can't see over them, can't see under them, can't see through them, says Ben. Sabine giggles. Everybody laughs. Going on a bear hunt, says Ben, as if that's supposed to make sense. I squirm in my chair. I don't belong here. There's too much I don't understand. The kids are weird. The school is weird. Now, class, come over to the windows. Everyone clambers up, including Ben. Not me. I slouch. What do you see? Dumb question, I think. Maybe this school isn't so special after all. Miss Garcia isn't special. Everyone leans against the windows. Sabine breathes on the glass and draws a heart. Pay attention, says Miss Garcia. What do you see? New York, some kids murmur. Others say, Manhattan. A sunny day in Manhattan. Think. See. Compare. Miss Garcia holds the poster picture high, high above her short head. Everybody keeps staring out the window, even Miss Garcia. She's breathing quick like she's upset, like she can't get enough air. I get up, stare at the poster, and then I see it. 2 tall and taller buildings. I stand, speechless, pointing at the wall of windows. It's Ben who hollers. The 2 towers! The 2 towers are gone. Now everyone sees. The skyline changed. The 2 rectangular towers in the photo are gone, replaced by one glittering tower with a pointy top pricking the sky. Where'd they go? I ask. Some kids look strangely at me. It's terrible, murmurs Sabine. Terrible, echoes Angel. She's the pretty girl. Black hair, blue eyes, and pink lip gloss. But she's nice. Even I have to admit she's nice. She's pretty, but doesn't act like it. Snotty, better than everyone else. Some of you know, said Miss Garcia. Know what? I wonder. Michael bends, untying, then tying his Nikes again and again. Angel picks at her nails. Another kid crosses his arms over his chest. I do the same when I don't want anyone to touch me. Others are looking wide-eyed, maybe scared, at Miss Garcia. Nobody talks about it. Not really, says Michael. Talks about what? Missing buildings? This Sunday is the 15th anniversary, Ben says. That's right, Ben. What anniversary? I ask. My cousin died, murmurs Angel. It was just a big accident, wasn't it? Mom says not to talk about it, sighs Elise, twirling hair around her finger. Voices pop about the room. Like an action movie. Boom! Miss Garcia shoots Gregory a look. Inappropriate, she says. People died? I asked, puzzling. Everyone's chattering. Everyone knows something different. I don't know anything. Come to attention. Now. Everyone quiets. Miss Garcia has a stern face. We'll be studying what happened on September 11th, 2001, when the towers fell. Hands stuffed in his back pockets, trying to be cool, Trevor shouts, Who cares? 9/11 was before I was born. Ben scowls. Miss Garcia wrings her hands. There's a great deal to think about, to learn. I think Trevor's right. Before I was born is ancient history. It's enough figuring out now. Who cares is right. Muslims did it, says Pete, who wears a Yankees cap. That's not true, insists Sabine. I mean, it is, but it isn't true. Miss Garcia clutches Sabine's hand. For now, we'll start slow. Study. Observe. One day we'll cross the Brooklyn Bridge to visit the memorial. A field trip? Asked George. Yes. Maybe. Miss Garcia turns away from the windows. This is a new, challenging lesson plan. One step at a time. She pastes on a smile. Today we start with home. What we know. As homework, I want each of you to write and show where you live. Your house or your apartment. You can draw a picture, build using sticks or clay. Miss Campbell, the art teacher, has supplies, and she's happy to work with you during art class on and after school. Why's home important? Miss Garcia asks hopefully. The nerd at the window. I shouldn't call him a nerd, but he's white with an afro and thick black glasses. Plus, he's got a black, silver-buckled belt and white tennis shoes. He looks like a nerd to me. Super smart. He says, "Home. It's where we come from. It's who we are." Good, Alice. Home shapes all of us. So let's share our homes, where we live. Let's create, talk, and write about who we are. Murmurs of happiness. Nobody minds this assignment, I think, except me. And Trevor. The bell rings. School's over. "Deja, may I see you?" asked Miss Garcia. Ben asks, "You want me to wait?" I think, who are you? Why should I care? I dip my head, my chin touching my chest. The hardest word for me to say is please. Being poor, you've sometimes got to ask for stuff. Food, toothpaste, even soap. I don't want to ask anybody for anything. "Yes, please," I swallow. "I don't think I like you." "I know," says Ben. "I don't like you either." Miss Garcia is beautiful. Not like a model beautiful, but her hair is shiny, her skin is bright, and from inside her, you can feel she wants to help. Like she believes teaching is helping and not babysitting. Like who I am matters. I'm only used to Ma believing in me like that. "Deja, you live in Avalon, right?" My body's hot. I want to slap the desk. Slap, maybe, even Miss Garcia's face. "Yes, ma'am," I murmur. "You can draw, create the space where you lived before. You don't need to write about Avalon." "The time before?" I whisper. "Yes," she says. "No, thank you. I'll draw a picture of where I live now. It's my home." I almost choke saying the word home. "Does everybody know where you live?" She squeezes my shoulder. "Only me, other teachers, the principal." I stare at the floor, speckled linoleum. Why can't there be an earthquake? Why can't I swallow up and die? I won't lie. My home is Avalon now. The clock tick-tocks, tick-tocks. "Okay," says Miss Garcia. "But Deja, you can't just refuse an assignment, not turn it in. Sometimes I can change the topic. You don't have to write about summer vacation or Avalon, but you need to practice writing, Deja. It's important." "Yes, ma'am." Don't say "yes, ma'am" if you're just being polite. I'd rather you say, "I'm going to work. Be a good student." "Yes, ma'am." Exasperated, Miss Garcia sighs. I clasp my fingers behind my back, squeeze them hard. "You'll let me know how I can help?" My mother talks about folks who are well-meaning. Sometimes well-meaning isn't enough, Deja, Ma says. Not writing about Avalon isn't going to help me. Sooner or later, kids will find out where I live, and those that don't want to speak to me won't. No one's got to be my friend. I turn to go. It's raining. Figures. It's a light, misty rain, and across the river I see the new sparkly tower. In class, every day, I'm going to be bothered by it. Why did Miss Garcia show us the picture of what used to be? "Miss Garcia," I say, pointing, "what's home got to do with that skyline?" "That's our journey this month, figuring it all out. Home is our starting point for connecting to the past." Miss Garcia's expression is complicated, all mixed up with sadness, excitement, and dread. Maybe teachers really are smart. If she were a kid, she'd say, "My secret, yours to find out." I walk quickly down the hall and leap the school steps. Ray and Lita will be worrying where I've been. Sabine waves, then climbs into the back into a black SUV. Bye, Deja! I bet Sabine doesn't know gangs like SUVs. I bet it's her mother holding the umbrella over her. Ben is a walker. He'll find his own way home. He doesn't call my name, just holds up his hand. And I like that. Like he was checking to see if I was all right. I grin. Ben's goofy, getting wet in his hoodie and cowboy boots. I start running as if rain is never going to drip on me. Before, when I had a real home, I bet Ben would have been the kind of boy to race me all the way home. Ruined weekend. I haven't written anything. What's there to say when home is a room filled with garbage that we pretend is important, like Ma's broken hope chest? Once it was filled with things she sewed, like holiday linens and napkins, crocheted baby blankets. But now there's no more holiday table with turkey and Shirley Temples. Definitely no more babies, Ma says. So the tablecloth and blankets got sold. In Jamaica, Ma's mom taught her, a good woman has a clean house. Everything should be in its proper place. But Ma and me are both too tired out. It's hard with no sink, with clothes and broken toys in boxes. Not any chairs, only beds. The neatest thing in the whole room is a locked suitcase. No one's allowed to touch it. Ma says it holds stuff from Pop's last good job. What stuff? I don't remember Pop having a job longer than a few months. He quits, or gets fired because his head hurts, or he has an attack where he can't breathe. Why can't Pop clean the house? Even Ray tries to make his bed. He folds his blankets and puts them beneath me and Lita's pillow. I think Ma shouldn't have left Jamaica. She says she came to America for a better life. Where? I don't see it. In Jamaica, the water might be pretty like the water on Miss Garcia's calendar. The Hudson River isn't nearly as beautiful. Only gray. No sparkling white waves. What's that you got? Asks Pop. I look up at him. He's tall, with bushy brows and curly hair. He's smiling, and I feel hopeful. Most days, Pop is sad. It's clay and construction paper. With plastic scissors, Ray is cutting paper dolls. One for each of us. Green paper people. With chubby crayons, Lita draws a big O smile on each of the circular heads. No eyes, no noses, just O's. It's good to see you play. It's homework. We're helping, Ray laughs. Pop squats. Even with his skin ashy, his legs and arms too thin, he's still handsome. Ray leans against him. He loves to touch Pop. Lita stays closer to me. You like your new school? I shrug. It's all right. I don't tell him I like school. I don't want him to think it's okay that we're living in Avalon. Pop grins. His finger touches my nose. I bet you're the smartest girl in the class. I can't help it. I smile. When we had a house, I used to sit on his lap on the stoop and we'd watch the night stars. I think Ray should go to school. Ray? Pop looks at Ray like he's an alien. Ray scoots closer to him, face upraised. He's got that, aren't I cute look? Aren't I the nicest boy in the whole world? When'd you get so big? Lita, still tiny, climbs like a baby bear onto Pop's lap. I'm adorable too, she seems to be saying. Ma opens the door. Ray squeals. Fried chicken. Salt, grease, and yummy chicken smells flood the room. Hey, says Pop. Hey, Ma says. Seeing us all on the floor, Ma's tiredness just flies out of her body. I can tell she thinks we're acting like a real family again. Pop is the before Pop. Happy, playing with us. It's extra sweet Mom brought chicken so we don't have to eat in the gross cafeteria. Pop's helping me with my homework, I say, knowing Ma would be pleased to hear me say it. What is it? Ma asked, joining us cross-legged on the floor. It's a house. Well, our room. Miss Garcia wants us to show our homes. Ma's eyes flash. Pop hangs his head. It's fine, I say. I don't have to do it. She isn't making me. I want to show where we live. Folks will find out anyway. Pop's hands start shaking. It's okay. I don't mind. Besides, it's not just about home. It's about the missing towers. What? Pop's face crumbles like a scary Halloween mask. It's some crazy project. We start with home, end up talking about the 2 towers in Manhattan, something about history. Ma slumps. Pop lifts Lita and hands her to Ma. Lita, feeling the dark clouds, cries. Ray grabs the red and white chicken bag. Too young. You're too young, Pop says angrily. James, let it go. Quiet. She should know. He holds his head like it's about to explode. It's okay, James. It's gonna be okay. Ma looks at me and I can tell she wants to cry. But Ma doesn't cry. She silently pleads. I know what she doesn't say. I'll take Lita and Ray outside. Come on, Lita. I lift her onto my hip. She's heavy. Ray. Lita wails. I want. And her hand opens and closes. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Ray hands her a chicken thigh. I open the door, but before I close it, I look back. Ma's rubbing Pop's head. It's my fault. I don't know how it is or why it is, but it is. We were being a family, and I ruined it. I slam the door hard. Sunday, Pop never gets out of bed. Ma makes me take Ray and Lita to play outside. All day. It's okay, but I get hot. Lita can sleep in the stroller drooling, her head pitched to the side. Ray just gets crankier and crankier. I have a piece of blue chalk. I teach Ray tic-tac-toe and we play over and over until the chalk is a nub. Come nightfall, Lita's pull-ups underwear start to glow. Cinderella shines and her shining is supposed to remind Lita not to pee in bed. One day, Ray, we'll see a Disney movie. Yeah? When Pop's not so sad anymore? Ray looks up at me, believes I know all the answers. I tap him on his head. Yeah, when Pop stops being sad. All day Sunday, Pop wheezes in bed, and Ma works an extra shift.